It's claimed the lack of urgency from local cops put Natalie in harm's way.
This ultimately could have cost her life. Their delays could have cost her life.
She wound up here at this airport hotel, where she says these two traffickers began pimping her out with 20,000 fans cheered on the Dallas Mavericks basketball team. 15-year-old Natalie Kramer was there in the crowd with her dad to see the big game.
We went up to our seat, just everything very typical. The game started, and she had actually mentioned to me earlier that day that her stomach had been bothering her a little bit.
At halftime, Natalie told her dad she needed to use the bathroom and never returned to her seat. She says she met two strange men offering her marijuana. She admits she walked off with them, but she says once they reached her car, they snatched her. What happened next is truly horrifying.
We're going to put you up, you're going to have sex, you're going to bring us the money, and we're going to continue to provide for you.
Natalie says she was kidnapped and forced into a sex trafficking ring. Her father says since police saw her on surveillance willingly leaving the stadium, they told him they didn't consider her a missing person.
They said that I needed to go home and report her as a runaway.
When, Kyle told me they're telling me to go home, I was like, why? Like, you can't leave. And I think that's kind of when it changed into more of a panic.
Natalie admits having run away from home before, but her dad says he knew that wasn't the case this time.
I knew because of where we were that this was not going to be her walking down the street and going to a park nearby and hanging out.
Her parents claimed the lack of urgency from local cops put Natalie in harm's way.
This ultimately could have cost her life. Their delays could have cost her life.
She wound up here at this airport hotel, where she says these two traffickers began pimping her out with online ads. Panic-stricken, Natalie's parents contacted a private investigator who found online sex ads featuring pictures of Natalie posted by her captors. He was able to track the ads back here, 200 miles away to this hotel in Oklahoma City. What was going through your mind at the time? You must have been terrified.
Yeah, it was scary for me because I felt myself lose that little girl in part of me, because that was innocence being taken from me by older men.
This is what she looked like when Oklahoma City police rescued her 10 days after her capture. When the police came up to you, did you say to yourself, thank God I've been saved? Mm-hmm. What was going through your mind at that moment?
I was scared that my mom was going to be mad at me. That's my first. I even asked the cop, I said, is my mom going to be mad at me? He's like, no, she's not mad at you. Like, okay. I was scared they were going to be mad at me.
It was a joyous reunion for a family, a reunion this brave survivor says she feared may never happen.